This is Jill Pack with the Seasons of Joy podcast. This is episode number 154, entitled Permission to Bloom, Embracing Midlife Motherhood. Are you a woman of faith who is struggling to navigate your current season of life? Do you feel like life is just happening to you instead of for you? My name is Jill Pack, and I'm a certified faith-based life coach and a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I want you to know that no matter your season or your circumstance, it is possible to create a more joyful life, and I would love to show you how. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Seasons of Joy podcast, where faith meets the beautiful complexity of midlife. I'm your host, Jill Pack, and this special episode is for every woman whose heart needed something more than flowers and breakfast in bed for Mother's Day this year. Now, I know that this recording is coming out after Mother's Day, but I believe this message is important for every day of the year, not just Mother's Day. And if you're in that sacred, challenging space where everything seems to be shifting, this episode is especially for you. Does Mother's Day sometimes feel like another occasion where you're expected to smile and be grateful, even when your heart is wrestling with something deeper? I've been thinking about you this weekend, wondering if, like so many women I connect with, you're in that beautiful, challenging, sometimes bewildering season of midlife where everything seems to be shifting. The roles that once defined you may be changing. The relationships you counted on might look different now. And sometimes, in quiet moments, you might even wonder, what now? Who am I? Or what's my purpose? My friend, I want you to know that you are not alone in these questions. They're sacred questions, actually. They're the doorway to what might become the most authentic, connected season of your life. Let me share something personal. I remember that time in my life when Mother's Day would come around and my Mother's Day looked nothing like the greeting cards. My children were leaving home and making different choices than I would like for them. My mother was declining with dementia, and I was feeling a little lost and empty. And I remember thinking, is this all there is? Is this what I've been preparing for all these years? Maybe you can relate. Maybe you're in a season where your children need you differently now, or perhaps not in the ways they once did. Your own mother might be gone, or your relationship is complicated by history and unmet expectations. Your body is changing, sending signals that you're not sure how to interpret. Your faith may feel deep, but yet somehow more questioning. And your heart is whispering that there's something more waiting for you. Today, I want to offer you something different in honor of Mother's Day. Not another sentimental card with beautiful words that soon fade. Not another list of all the ways you should be grateful. Instead, I want to offer you permission. Permission to experience this day and this season of your life differently. Permission to bloom in new ways. Now, I've gathered what I'm calling 10 permissions for the midlife mother's heart. These aren't instructions or demands. They are invitations, gentle nudges toward a more authentic relationship with yourself, with those you love, and with God. So if you're ready, let's get started. Permission number 1, stop waiting for permission to celebrate yourself. You've earned this moment. For how many years have you waited for someone else to notice your efforts, your sacrifices, your quiet acts of love? How long have you diminished your own needs, waiting for someone else to validate that they even matter? My friend, the waiting can end today. You don't need anyone's permission to honor your journey, to celebrate what you've survived and overcome, to acknowledge your own worth. Now, it isn't about believing that you're better than anyone else, but that you are just as important and amazing as everyone else. Permission number 2, the empty chair doesn't diminish your motherhood. Every season leaves its beautiful mark. Whether that empty chair belongs to a child who's grown and flown, a pregnancy that never came to be, a relationship that's strained or broken, or a loved one who's no longer with us, that emptiness doesn't erase what you've given. Your motherhood isn't measured by who sits at your table today, but by the love you've poured out across all of your seasons. Permission number 3, I don't need anything. That phrase isn't serving you anymore. Name what your heart truly desires. How easy those words fall from our lips, right? Don't worry about me. I don't need anything special. We become so practiced at setting aside our own longings that we can barely name them anymore. This week of Mother's Day, I challenge you to complete this sentence, even just in the quiet of your own heart. What I really want is ... You fill it in. And then, my friend, believe that your desires matter. Permission number 4. Your mother's mistakes don't have to be your legacy. Breaking patterns is worth honoring. Many of us carry the weight of generations. Maybe patterns of criticism, silence, perfectionism, or disconnection that were passed down to us, and maybe nothing extreme, but just little patterns that affect and disconnect us from one another. But every time you choose differently, every time you respond with the patience your mother or loved one couldn't offer, every time you speak the words you needed to hear as a child, you're breaking the chain. And that holy work deserves celebration. Permission number 5. The relationship that determines all others is the one that you have with yourself. Nurture it daily. For decades, perhaps, you've defined yourself by your relationships to others. Someone's mother, someone's daughter, someone's wife, someone's friend. Now, those connections are beautiful and precious, but they cannot be the foundation of who you are, of your identity. Your relationship with yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you care for your body, how you honor your own boundaries, this sets the pattern for every other relationship in your life. And it's not selfish to nurture this primary relationship. In fact, I believe it's essential. Now, before I share the rest of my permissions, I want to tell you about something I'm currently working on that I think is really exciting. It's what I call a conversation project, one-on-one conversations with midlife women of faith. I want to have meaningful one-on-one conversations with at least 25 women of faith in their midlife years. And these personal dialogues will focus on understanding your unique experiences, challenges, and insights during this important season of life. So what will these conversations look like? Well, they're 30-minute private conversations where you are truly heard. It's a safe space for sharing your authentic journey as a woman of faith in the mid-season of life, an opportunity to speak freely about both the struggles and the strengths you face. A conversation based on deep listening, not advice giving. My commitment to you during our time together looks like this. I will listen with complete presence and attention. I will respond with empathy and compassion. I will honor your story without judgment. I will respect the confidentiality of what you share. So why does your voice matter? The experiences of midlife women of faith are often underrepresented, yet filled with profound wisdom and unique challenges. Your perspective is valuable and it deserves to be heard. If you are interested in sharing your story and you would like to participate in a one-on-one conversation, please contact me. We will do this over Zoom at a time that works for both of us. And so you just need to send me an email at jill@seasons-coaching.com with the subject line Conversation Project. There'll be a link in the show notes with this information, but I would love to have a conversation with you. So let's continue with the second half of our permissions, these invitations to embrace this season with new eyes. Permission number 6, celebrate motherhood without martyrdom. Joy and rest are not luxuries. Somewhere along the way, many of us absorb this message that good mothers sacrifice everything, their rest, their health, their dreams, their joy, and that exhaustion, in a way, has become a badge of honor. But what if the most powerful gift you could give your family is the example of a woman who knows her limits, who guards her joy fiercely, who demonstrates that rest is sacred? Your depletion serves no one. Your vibrant, rested presence changes everything. Permission number 7. What feels like emptiness might be space being cleared for new possibilities. That ache you feel, the sense of something missing, it's easy to interpret it as loss only. But what if that space is being created and cleared for something new to emerge? In the scriptures, we see this pattern all the time. The desert before the promised land, the tomb before the resurrection, the winter before the spring. What feels like emptiness might be holy preparation. Permission number 8, the most beautiful words. That doesn't work for me anymore. Set those boundaries with grace. Maybe you've been the one who always hosts the holidays, who drops everything when someone needs you, who carries everyone's emotional burdens. Maybe you've been saying yes when your heart and your spirit is screaming no. Those patterns might have served a purpose at one time, and most likely they did, because that's why you're doing them. But if they're draining your life force now, that your energy, you have permission to change them. That doesn't work for me anymore might be the most honest prayer you can offer. Permission number 9. The season that feels like winter is preparing your soul to bloom again. If this Mother's Day or season feels like a winter, a time of grieving, of questioning, of uncertainty, I want you to know this. Winter is not a failure. Winter is when the deepest work happens, when roots strengthen, when the soil of your soul is being prepared for new growth. So don't rush through winter. There are gifts here too, though they come wrapped in quieter packages. And finally, permission number 10. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. Filling your cup first is an act of wisdom. This isn't self-indulgence. This is stewardship of the one life, the one body, the one heart God has given you. When you prioritize your spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being, you're not taking from others. You're ensuring you have something meaningful to give. My friend, as we sit with these permissions, I wonder, which one resonates most deeply with you right now? Which one feels like a key to a door you've been trying to open? I've discovered something profound in my work with midlife women of faith. When we begin to shift our relationship with ourselves, everything else shifts too. Our marriages, our relationships with our children, our connection to God, and our sense of purpose. So if you're feeling that gentle nudge to explore what this next season holds for you, to discover the joyful life and deeper connections you're looking for, I would love to talk to you. I have openings for complimentary clarity conversations where we can explore what's holding you back from the connected, purposeful life you've meant to live, so you can begin rediscovering joy in your life right now. You can find details in the show notes or on my website at www.seasons-coaching.com. And as we close our time together, I want to leave you with this truth. Your worth isn't measured by what you accomplish or how much you sacrifice. It's inherent, it's God-given, and it's unchangeable. And this mid-season life, it might just be the most beautiful chapter yet. Remember, the same God who called forth light from the darkness, who brings life from what appears barren, who specializes in making all things new, that God is at work in you still. This Mother's Day and this season of life, may you feel seen in your complexity. May you find permission to honor your journey exactly as it is. And may you discover the joy that's been waiting for you all along. Until next time, have a joyful week. Thank you for tuning in to the Seasons of Joy podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends and family. If you want to learn more about me or how to work with me, just visit my website, www.seasons-coaching.com, and have a joyful week.